Question number 1. Who was the African American who refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white man on the 1 December 1955? Valid point. Rosa Parks is true. Question number 2. The role of citizens is very important in making new laws at every stage of the process. What are the mediums through which voice of people can be heard through? You chose all of the above, and it is correct. Question number 3. Name the lady involved in the rise of civil rights movement in us. Solid response. Rosa Parks is a valid choice.
Question number 4. The parliament consists of Rajya Sabha and Dash.
Bravo! Lok Sabha is the answer. Question number 5. When did Jallianwala Bagh massacre take place? Good thinking. 13 April 1919 is the right answer. Question number 6. True or false Prime Minister can make new laws? Strong choice. False is the right answer. Question number 7. When was the Rowlatt Act was passed? Perfect. 10 March 1919 is the correct choice. Question number 8. Dash was introduced in 2005. Well reasoned. Hindu Succession Amendment Act is the correct choice. Question number 9. The Dasha government has turned rich agricultural land next to waterways into expressways in violations of all norms. Smart pick. Uttar Pradesh is the correct choice. Question number 10. What is the violence-free relationship where husband and wife are equal with each other and they enjoy equal rights? You're right. Equal relationship is the correct answer. Question number 11. The most important provision in our Constitution is all persons in independent India are equal in the eyes of law. On track. True is the correct answer. Question number 12. Identify the building. Right choice. Parliament House is the best answer. Question number 13. Law in simple word means system of rules which is not important for governing a civilized society or country. Nice work. You chose false and it is correct. Question number 14. In which year the women got a satisfied solution for domestic violence and other problems faced by the women? Excellent. 2006 is a brilliant choice. Question number 15. In which year did the lawyers took the lead in drafting the Domestic Violence Prevention and Protecting Bill? Clear logic. Your choice 1999 is sound and 100% true. Question number 16. In India, many times Parliament is forced to change the law in accordance with the wishes of the people. Well done. True is the right choice. Question number 17. Rosa Parks, an African-American woman, protested for being unseated by the white man on December 1st, 1995. Excellent choice. True is the right answer.
Question number 18. Domestic violence refers to injury or harm caused by an adult female, usually wife, against her husband. Well picked. False is the correct answer. Question number 19. In the 19th century, Indian leaders played a crucial role in defending legal rights of people. Great thinking. True is the right choice. Question number 20. The Hindu Succession Amendment Act gave Dash the right to inherit an equal share of family property. You got it? Your choice, mothers, daughters and sons, is right. Question number 21. according to which act sons, daughters, and their mothers can get an equal share of family property.
Exactly. Hindu Succession Act makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 22. State true or false. Our law gives special treatment for government officers and wealthy persons. Nicely done. False is a solid answer. Question number 23. The court has the power to modify or cancel laws if it is against the spirit of the Constitution. Good job. Your answer true works well here. Question number 24. Religious background and caste were often the criteria for fixing the penalty to be rewarded. Great job. True is the accurate answer. Question number 25. Does our Constitution state, nobody is above the law? Everybody is equal before the law. Correct. Yes is the right answer. Question number 26. When the Rowlatt Act bill was introduced at the Imperial Legislative Council of Delhi. Correct response. 10th May 1919 is the most accurate answer. Question number 27. Which of the following is not a way through which citizens can express their concerns? Sharp thinking. Government mandates is the right choice. Question number 28. Who was the African-American woman who refused to give her seat to a white man in 1955?
Right again. Rosa Parks is a valid answer.
Question number 29. The most important provision among these was that all people are dash before the law.
Smart move. Equal is an accurate answer.
Question number 30. Who gave the order to fire in Jallianwala Bagh on innocent people protesting calmly? Nice selection. General Dyer is the correct and valid answer. Question number 31. In ancient India, there were no overlapping laws and everyone was treated equally. Strong choice. False is the right answer. Question number 32. Which amendment allows female members to enjoy equal share in family property? You got it. Your choice Hindu Succession Amendment is right. Question number 33. To ensure the rule of law, the farmers made quite a few provisions in the dash. You chose Constitution, and it is correct. Question number 34. Sedition Act 1870 was an example of arbitrariness existing in British India. Excellent choice. True is the right answer. Question number 35. An example of an arbitrary act introduced by the colonial government is the. Well reasoned. Sedition Act is the correct choice. Question number 36. Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005 gives priority to daughter over son. Right again. False is a valid answer. Question number 37. People from the dash of the segments of the society were more harshly punished. Correct. Lower is the right answer. Question number 38. What are the two types of rules introduced by British in colonial period? Smart move. Sedition and Rowlatt Act is an accurate answer. Question number 39. Who ordered his troops to fire in Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar 13 April? Solid response. General Dyer is a valid choice. Question number 40. Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act dash. When was it planned?
Clear logic. Your choice 2006 is sound and 100% true.
Question number 41. The institution that drafted the Constitution of India was called the
Exactly. Constituent assembly makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 42. The legislature refers to our elected representatives who make laws.
Nice work. You chose true and it is correct.
Question number 43. Which of the nationalist leader put into the jail through this act? Great job. Abdul Kalam Azad is the accurate answer.
Question number 44. The head of the ruling party in the dash becomes the prime minister.
Nice selection. Lok Sabha is the correct and valid answer. Question number 45. To protest Rowlatt Act, Bill Gandhi ji started Rowlatt Satyagraha on.
Perfect. 6 April is the correct choice.
Question number 46. Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act came into effect in.
Excellent. 2006 is a brilliant choice.
Question number 47. A draft of a proposed law presented to Parliament for discussion.
Bravo. Bill is the answer.
Question number 48. In the term universal adult suffrage, the word suffrage means the.
Nicely done. Right to vote is a solid answer. Question number 49. In the USA, civil rights movement led to Civil Rights Act in 1964.
Valid point. True is true. Question number 50. Law follows certain practices and customs in order to deal with. Good thinking. All of the above is the right answer. Question number 51. Conditions attached to an agreement or statement is called dash.
Great thinking. Provisions is the right choice.
Question number 52. Arbitrary laws have no strong reason to justify their existence.
Good job. Your answer true works well here.
Question number 53. Rule of law is a distinctive feature of the Indian Constitution.
Well done. True is the right choice.
Question number 54. Unpopular and controversial laws are criticized by the people. You're right. True is the correct answer. Question number 55. Constitution of India was adopted by Constituent Assembly on. Well picked. 26 Nav 1949 is the correct answer. Question number 56. What is the process through which guilt must be established?
Sharp thinking. Judicial process is the right choice.
Question number 57. People gathered in Jallianwala Bagh to protest against the. Correct response. Rowlatt Act is the most accurate answer. Question number 58. Which organization has an important role in making laws? Right choice. Parliament is the best answer.
Question number 59. The Supreme Court acts as the dash of the Constitution.
Smart pick. Guardian is the correct choice. Question number 60. On which date the Indian Constitution came into effect? On track. On the 26th January 1950 is the correct answer.
Question number 61. The National Commission for Women was formed in 1990. Solid response. False is a valid choice.
Question number 62. Which institution is responsible to pass the laws? Sharp thinking. Parliament is the right choice. Question number 63. An example of arbitrariness of the Britishers was. Perfect. Both the options is the correct choice. Question number 64. Laws on domestic violence were made in which year? Well picked, 2005 is the correct answer. Question number 65. When did Jallianwala Bagh massacre take place? On track. 13 April is the correct answer. Question number 66. Who is in charge of making laws in the country? You got it? Your choice. The Parliament is right. Question number 67. The rule of law and rule by law means the same. Well done. False is the right choice. Question number 68. Which is the law-making body for the country? You chose the Parliament. And it is correct. Question number 69. Rowlatt Act was passed on 10th March 1919 by...
Smart move. Sir Sidney Rowlatt is an accurate answer.
Question number 70. The chairman of the Constituent Assembly was... Exactly. Dr. Rajendra Prasad makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 71. In India, everybody is equal before the law. Strong choice. True is the right answer. Question number 72. The law-making process involves dash stages. Great job. 3 is the accurate answer. Question number 73. Another name of Rowlatt Act bill is... Great thinking. Black Act is the right choice. Question number 74. British colonial rule started in India from... Nice work. You chose 1858 to 1947, and it is correct. Question number 75. When did the Rowlatt Act come into effect? Right again. On 10th March 1919 is a valid answer. Question number 76. Some privileged in India above the law. Smart pick. True is the correct choice. Question number 77. There was no rule of law in ancient India. Excellent. True is a brilliant choice. Question number 78. Which two-person died in the Rowlatt Act? Excellent choice. Saifuddin Kichlu and Satyapal is the right answer. Question number 79. When the Sedition Act was introduced? You're right. 1870 is the correct answer. Question number 80. The judiciary implies the ministers. Bravo. False is the answer. Question number 81. Another word for fault is criticize. Right choice. True is the best answer. Question number 82. All people are dash before the law. Good thinking. Equal is the right answer. Question number 83. Where is Jallianwala Bagh located?
Correct response. Amritsar is the most accurate answer.
Question number 84. Prime Minister can make new laws. Good job. Your answer false works well here. Question number 85. The Rowlatt Act came in effect on... Well reasoned. 10 March 1919 is the correct choice. Question number 86. When did the Rowlatt Act repealed? Nice selection. 1922 is the correct and valid answer. Question number 87. British had passed dash in 1870. Nicely done. Sedition Act is a solid answer. Question number 88. Every citizen is not above law. Correct. True is the right answer. Question number 89. When the Rowlatt Act introduced? Clear logic. Your choice 1919 is sound and 100% true. Question number 90. What was the Sedition Act 1870?
Valid point. Arbitrary act is true.
Question number 91. Democracy is a system of dash.
Solid response. Government is a valid choice.
Question number 92. Colonial law was arbitrary.
Correct response. True is the most accurate answer.
Question number 93. Sedition Act was passed on.
Nicely done. 1870 is a solid answer.
Question number 94. Who is not above the law?
Sharp thinking. All of the above is the right choice.
Question number 95. Rule of law means that? Bravo, law is supreme is the answer. Question number 96. Who made laws?
Well done. Parliament is the right choice.
Question number 97. SAGE full form.
Perfect. Sustainable Development Goal is the correct choice.
Question number 98. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? Right choice. Contact Narayan Changda on Facebook is the best answer.